what makes you so unique. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. This is Conversations with Nicole, and I'm Nicole Everett. We are here at the Maple Street Biscuit Company, and we are talking with some kidpreneurs on our Kidpreneur edition. I have two of the three young ladies of Bourne Brilliant. I want to welcome Lyrica and Zizi.
Hi.
So Lyrica, you all started Bourne Brilliant about 4 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me how the concept got started.
Well, it all started when I was at school, and I realized a lot of kids were noticing.
It's okay.
I realized that a lot of kids were asking for lunch early and snack early, and I was asking them, and they said, well, we're just hungry, and when we get home, we probably won't have dinner. I didn't eat anything this morning. Then I asked my mom if we could start like baking and donating things to the school, and we had already been baking and cooking a lot at home, a lot of farm foods, and a lot of foods at home, and we did a lot of baking. So it wouldn't really be a problem for us, and we were doing that for a very long time. And then I came up and asked her, hey Mom, can I start a business? She said, sure, and I was really excited and happy, and then that's when it started.
Okay, and Lyrica, how old are you?
I am 10 years old.
And Zizi, how old are you?
I am 9 years old.
You are 9 years old, and you ladies have been doing this for about 4 years.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
tell me, Zizi, about some of the products that you make.
We make breads and juices and
Do you do cookies?
no, but like we can make cakes
Okay.
if you want. And we also make body butters and soap.
Wow, that's interesting. So what do you like best about being in business for yourself, Lyrica?
The best part of being in business for myself is the fact that I'm not working for anybody. And it's just very fun because you get to meet a lot of people, you get to have a lot of conversations. And I used to be really shy. Well, when I was very little, I was not very shy. I was
Very
a
little.
real extrovert.
Okay.
And then when
An introvert?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I became an introvert, and then when we got our business, then it started to open up.
Okay.
Started talking more.
So you have more confidence as a result.
Yes.
Very good.
And I like to talk a lot.
You like to talk a lot. Now that's how I met you, at an event, and you were talking about some of the things that you all do.
Yes.
So tell me about what you individually do, or do you have certain jobs that you do with your business?
Well, I take care of shopping, and I also take care of the social media marketing, which is something that's not very hard for me because I'm on social media all the time.
Okay.
I'm always doing a lot of stuff on there, so it's not very hard for me.
Gotcha. What about you, Miss Zizi? What do you do?
I bake the food, like if she's doing something else, then I'll help. And I also take care of the money.
All right, so you act as the bookkeeper or financier, huh?
Yes,
Making sure the
ma'am.
money is good and you keep the budget together, right?
Yes, and whenever we're shopping, we work together because the main part of this business is teamwork.
All right, I heard that. So what things are you working on in terms of making the business better?
Well, just trying to get out there more, starting to sell stuff.
So
a little
more
bit
outreach.
Better advertisement. You know, we did a photo shoot last week. Yeah, it was last week.
Okay. How'd you like that, Zizi?
I liked
You
it.
did like it?
Yes.
Okay, well, very good. Well, we're going to take a break right here, but when we come back, I want to talk more about Bourne Brilliant and find out a little bit more about you girls, all right?
Okay.
Stay tuned for more conversations. This portion of Conversations with Nicole is sponsored by Tallahassee Memorial HealthCare. Welcome back to Conversations with Nicole. If you're just joining us, we're at the Maple Street Biscuit Company with two of the three ladies of Bourne Brilliant. Today we're talking about Kidpreneurs. And before the break, I was speaking with Lyrica and Zizi about the things that they enjoy best about being a part of Bourne Brilliant. I think Lyrica said you liked what?
I like to meet people, and I'm happy that we even got this opportunity, that I even thought of it. I'm just thanking my younger self for asking my mom if we could start a business, because if we hadn't started donating and all that, then we probably wouldn't even be here today.
Gotcha. What about you, Ms. Zizi? What do you like best about being in business for yourself?
We can go to other festivals, meet new people, and I really like selling stuff.
You really like selling stuff. And what about tasting stuff?
That's me.
That's you? You're the taster?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about both of you. What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I would like to be a professional artist, visual artist. And I've been just doing art ever since I was 3. I have a folder of all my pictures.
Very good. And what about you, Ms. Zizi?
When I grow up, I would like to be a hairstylist or a doctor.
All right. And tell me your ages again.
I am 10.
And I'm 9.
Very good. And what grades are you in?
I'm in 5th.
And I'm in 4th.
And you're in 4th. Now, what are your favorite subjects in school?
Mine is math.
Yours is math. Okay.
I only like art and music.
You like art and music. Well, that goes along with your wanting to be a visual artist, so that works out well. Okay. So you all have been in the community. I know that I've seen some of the things that you've done. You know, you talked about the baking, but you also make this detox juice that's really good. Tell me about the detox juice and how that came to be.
So our detox drinks are filled with a variety of fruits and vegetables, and there's different juices every single time we go to the play. And sometimes we'll have some greens and maybe only fruits. You know, like I said, it's a variety of category, and we use many foreign vegetables and fruits because we don't like to use like the normal bananas and apples and oranges. We like to use other things like lychee.
Okay.
And we like to use zucchini and golden beets.
So there's zucchini in the juice?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
And cucumber.
And cucumbers. Okay.
Oh, and watermelon rinds.
And watermelon rinds?
Yes, those
wow.
really help.
Y'all, that detox juice is really good. So you all have to get yourself some.
You
Now
too,
tell
sweet.
me about the name, because one of them is called Gingerade. Is that correct?
Yes, our gingerade, our pineapple gingerade is like a lemonade with pineapple. And it has fruits on the inside of it, sometimes a few vegetables.
Okay.
And then there's a whole bunch of ginger in it.
All
Because
right.
ginger is one of our favorite things.
Gotcha.
We have it in our tea, we use it in our breads, we use it for everything pretty much.
Yeah, ginger's a healing property, so that's a
Yes.
good one to
Yes,
include
it
in
is.
your products. So in closing, I want each of you to tell me about somebody that you admire.
I admire my mom.
Oh,
I admire my mom as well, along with my grandma, my grandpa, and my dad.
very good. Well, those are great folks to look up to. I want to thank you all for sharing your insights on Bourne Brilliant. We have a product here. What do you have here?
Here we have our banana nut loaf.
Okay.
It is vegan and non-animal prohibited. It was made just a few hours ago, so it's very fresh and still warm. All our breads, whenever we sell them, we always make them the night before or either in the morning, so they are fresh.
All right. And how can we find you on social media?
You can find us at Bourne Brilliant Co.
Dot.
on Instagram and Facebook, and on YouTube you can find us also at Bourne Brilliant Co.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned for more conversations.
But we do make sure that they have access to the training material because that gets back to the mission, right, of the university, and that's making sure that we're educating and preparing people for whatever that next level is for them.
in today's medical moment here at Tallahassee Memorial HealthCare, we are talking about safe sleep. Joining me is Pediatrician Dr. Jayati Singh. Welcome, Dr. Singh.
Thank you.
So we have a baby.
Yes, we do.
And we need to know how to make sure our baby sleeps safely.
Absolutely.
So what do we do?
So, we've worked so hard to have a healthy baby and deliver a healthy baby. So we want to take home and keep this baby healthy and safe.
Okay.
The American Academy of Pediatrics has had a very long-standing campaign to keep babies safe once they go home. And the number one thing is always back to sleep for any sleep. And that means babies sleep only on their back.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's a 15-minute nap or a 20-minute nap or the nighttime.
Okay.
We always want the babies to sleep.
On their back.
People will tell you, oh, but my baby spit up. You tell them the way babies are, designed and the way their anatomy is designed. It will protect them,
Okay.
even if they spit up.
All
Okay,
right.
so we want them always on their back, side or back. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay.
Always on their back.
Even when they're home even when they're in the hospital with the mothers in the room, we've got to emphasize again and again and again to them before they go home that this
Okay.
is the only way your baby will sleep.
Okay.
Number two, we want a very firm surface, just like this, a nice firm mattress with the mattress, the cover tucked tightly around, so there's
yes.
nothing sticking out from the
Okay.
side.
That's very tight.
We don't need anything on the sides.
So no
We
bumpers.
don't need any bumpers.
No blankets.
No blankets.
Right. None of
Nothing.
that.
We
Okay.
want just this clean surface.
Okay.
We don't want anything on top of the mattress pad that
Okay.
makes it soft. We think we are trying to make it comfortable for the baby, but it makes it more unsafe for the
see.
baby.
Okay.
So we always want just this. We want to keep the house temperature comfortable when the
Okay.
baby just needs maybe 1 or 2 layers at the most. And you want to dress them in something that's comfortable, covers them all, so that we don't need any additional wrapping.
Okay.
If you go home and you want to initially swaddle your children, you can, but you want to swaddle them in such a way that, yes, the arms are tight, but you give a little bit of room
Right.
around the hip and the
Gotcha.
knee. Okay?
Okay.
And as soon as your child can work themselves out of the swaddle, that means they're probably too old to
Okay.
swaddle.
Okay.
Okay? We want to promote breastfeeding as much as we can because
Okay.
we know that definitely cuts down the incidence of SIDS, what we call sudden infant death. And annually we have anywhere between about 3,500, 3,600 babies a year dying
Wow.
in the United States. So it's not a small number.
Right.
And we want to bring that number down to 0 as
Okay.
best as we can. We want the baby in a very safe environment when there are no curtains or cords that the baby could get entangled with. So, close to your bed, but separate.
Not in your bed. So
Not in
the
your
baby should
bed.
not be sleeping
So
with you.
if you want to bring the baby into your bed to nurse, you burp, and
then you put the baby back. Okay.
Always. And on his or her back.
Back. Okay. Now TMH has a program called Sweet Pea that I believe if mothers sign up, they can receive a swaddling set that
Yes,
they can.
and it does, and it's perfect because it keeps the arms swaddled, gives them a little room over here, makes sure that they're in the right position to sleep.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us today.
You are welcome. My pleasure.
Stay tuned for more conversations. We're here at the Maple Street Biscuit Company and we're talking Kidpreneurs. My special guest is Professor LaTanya White at Florida A&M University. She teaches entrepreneur classes and we want to welcome you.
Thank you for having me.
So LaTanya, you've been on the show before, but we are talking Kidpreneurs.
Yes.
And you have hosted Lemonade Day. You actually brought it to Tallahassee.
Yes.
Tell my viewers what Lemonade Day is all about.
Well, Lemonade Day actually is a national entrepreneurship program for kids. It was founded in Houston, and this was probably, I think, back in 2007. And so I had my eye on it. I've been eyeing it for a couple years and talked to the dean about it, and she was all on board, but there is, an investment to get the licensing fee. So luckily enough, John Thompson, who's the chairman of the board, CEO of Microsoft, he is a SBI alum.
Yes, go Rattlers.
And he donated some funds, and in that first year we were able to pay for the licensing fee, bring Lemonade Day to Tallahassee, and really demonstrate to the community the commitment that FAMU and SBI has to entrepreneurship and to the kids in the community beyond just being, students enrolled on campus.
That's excellent. So tell me what Lemonade Day does.
It is based on 14 principles about entrepreneurship and building your business. There are 3 foundational ideas. Spend, share, and save.
Okay.
We want to make sure that kids know how to make a plan or set a goal first and then make a plan and then do the steps that are necessary to achieve that goal. So Lemonade Day, and it makes it easy and fun to learn because you get to make and keep your own money when you do open up your stand on Lemonade Day.
Gotcha. Now, Lemonade Day normally takes place when?
In Tallahassee, it is the second Saturday in June every year. So 2018, I think we're looking at June 9th.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Sounds good. Now, they get kits, or is there some preparation that takes place before the actual day?
A part of what we do in the School of Business is making sure that there's the training material. So SBI subsidizes all of that. It's a completely no-cost learning experience for the community, but certainly there's some skin in the game that the kids have, and their investors, their parents, have to invest as far as getting their lemons or their country time.
Or whatever type of lemonade they want to make, right? Okay.
Exactly. But we do make sure that they have access to the training material because that gets back to the mission, right, of the university, and that's making sure that we're educating and preparing people for whatever that next level is for them.
Gotcha. Now, have you seen it grow over the past few years?
It's amazing how much it's grown from year 1, where I think we had maybe 16 stands, which was a lot for us, right? And then in year 2, there was something funky kind of going on with the permitting process. But this past year, the national training director came to Tallahassee on our behalf and went and talked to the health department, talked to Business and Professional Regulation, the Department of Agriculture, and even went around and hosted some interest meetings. We had more than 250 people register for Lemonade Day in this 3rd year, and then there were close to 20 stands between Leon County and Gadsden.
Wow.
So the number doesn't sound much higher, but the logistics and the geography, it was a lot bigger.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to take a little break here, but when we come back, we'll talk more about Kidpreneurs and a little bit about you.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned for more conversations. Welcome back to Conversations with Nicole. If you're just joining us, we're here at the Maple Street Biscuit Company, and we're talking Kidpreneur with Professor LaTanya White of Florida A&M University. So, LaTanya, we were talking about Lemonade Day and specifically just about Kidpreneurs. So, tell me, what are some tips you could give Kidpreneurs or children that may be interested in becoming a Kidpreneur?
Well, I think the principles, it doesn't matter your age, right? And I think that's important that we make sure to demonstrate to Kidpreneurs that we have to hold them to the same standards that an adult is, and that's making very wise decisions about what you want your business to be. There's a book by Mike Michalowicz, and it's called Profit First. Okay. And there are a lot of, adult entrepreneurs that don't keep that in mind, that the goal of your business is to make a profit. So the same thing goes to Kidpreneurs. Make sure that whatever it is you have started this business for, it doesn't run your investors, like it doesn't run them away, and that you're bringing and contributing to the family and to the household, just like you would if you were, managing your own household. You wouldn't want to detract from the financial stability of the household. So make sure that your business does that, no matter what age you are.
Excellent, excellent. Now, speaking of books, you have your own book.
Yes.
Yes, which we have right here,
Yes.
Becoming Fearless. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Becoming Fearless it's my story. It's the first time that I really pull back the curtain on how I got to where I was with 71 Proof, and that's my bartending company. So I would go out on the ledge and take these risks with 71 Proof, and people would just wonder how I did it. And I had to realize that there was a part of my story I hadn't been telling.
Okay.
And it was really, unfortunately, it was a really painful event that I experienced that propelled me
Gotcha.
into entrepreneurship. And what I've been finding, especially in communities of color, is that a lot of people, we don't pull the trigger unless there's something that has happened that's been traumatic. So what I wanted to do with Becoming Fearless is to empower people to take those steps and even lay out, the steps that I took before there has to be some trauma, right? Before we have to get to the point where there's no other option.
Gotcha. So as it relates to fearlessness and getting back to Kidpreneurs, a lot of children are fearless,
Yes.
but somehow that gets lost with maturity or with coming of age. What can be done to harness or nurture that fearlessness and maybe turn it into entrepreneurship opportunities?
Yeah, there is it's called Camp Exposure. It's an entrepreneurial training institute, and it really, I think, they bring kids as young as 8 years old up through college students, and it's in the Atlanta area. And every time he opens a session, Mr. Bill Allen, he starts by saying, you can't be what you can't see. So as leaders of this community in whatever way that shows up, we have the responsibility to expose our kids and the kids who we influence these other options.
Right.
We have the responsibility to expose them to these things, and that perpetuates their resiliency and their fearlessness. A lot of times, what did grandma say? Go to school, get good grades, so you can get a good job. But that narrows your path so much.
It does.
That you don't see so many other things.
It does.
So I
it
think
does.
that's one of the things that we have to do for our rising kidpreneurs.
All right. So in closing, are there any final words that you would give to either kidpreneurs or their parents as it relates to entrepreneurship?
That's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. All right.
Talking about in closing.
Yes.
I think if there is one thing, it would have to be true to who you are and give yourself credit. For every challenge and even every triumph that we've had, it's brought us to where we are today, and we can't serve without having that story. So tell your story and share your story because it's helping someone else.
All right. Good advice. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So that was great advice. Thank you so much for sharing it. Well, as you all can see, our food is here. So that's all the conversation we have time for today. We'll see you next time on Conversations with Nicole.
Now through August 30th, mention you saw Maple Street Biscuit Company on Conversations with Nicole and receive a free coffee with your purchase. Maple Street Biscuit Company, located at 1600 West Call Street in Tallahassee.
We'd like to thank our guests Lyrica and Zaira Leo of Bourne Brilliant and Professor LaTanya White of LaTanyaWhiteBiz for speaking to us about Kidpreneurs. Join us next week at Soul Vegetarian for a discussion on total wellness with Dr. Michelle Gamble of Sankofa Healing and Enrichment and Rachel Charlotte of Play Big Therapy and Learning Center. I am Nicole Everett. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to Conversations with Nicole. Hey! What are you doing? He trying to get blooper, right? You know what? Thank you, Gerald. Okay.
It's just going too perfect, All right, here we go.